Hi, today we're going to learn about solving literal equations. That means we're going to solve for an equation when there are lots of different variables in the equation. Let me show you what I mean. So I could have something like A equals B plus C. That's very basic, but this is a literal equation because it's a whole bunch of letters. What if I say solve for B? That means I want to get B by itself. Well, I just have a plus C. That's the only thing in the way. So I'm going to do the opposite. Well, let me draw my wall. I'm going to do the opposite of a plus C, which is minus C. So I will subtract C on both sides. So on the right side, B is by itself. That was the goal. But the left side's where it gets a little tricky. A minus C, those are not like terms, so you cannot combine them together. So your answer will actually be A minus C, and that will be your final answer. Let me show you a couple of more complicated ones. What if we say we have something like y equals 3x plus 5, and I say, hey, solve for x, get x by itself. Well, I'm going to draw my wall. And then I say, hey, here's x. I'm trying to get it by itself. So I want to get rid of this plus 5. That's the first thing I'm going to do. So I need to minus 5 or subtract 5 on both sides of my wall or both sides of my equal sign. So then this is gone and the only thing left is 3x. But over on the left side, y minus 5, those are not like terms. So I cannot combine them. So I literally will write y minus 5. Okay, I'm not done yet though. X is not by itself. So now we need to divide by 3. Here's another thing that gets a little tricky. I don't just do part of it by 3. I divide the whole thing divided by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 1 times x is just x. So I just have x equals. Now again, because of this y is in the way, we cannot simplify this anymore. So our final answer will actually be, like this is the thing you write down and you're done solving, y minus 5, all of it divided by 3. Another way you could write that is y minus 5 in parentheses, because that has to be stuck together. And then you could say divided by 3. That's also another way that you could write that. Let's go ahead and just do one more because literal equations can be challenging sometimes. So what if we have the formula for the area of a triangle? Area equals 1/2 base times height. So that's the formula for the area of a triangle. And what if I say, hey, I want you to just solve for the height. Find height. So that means we're getting h by itself. Going to draw my wall. Now I have a couple of things here that have been multiplied by h. So these are both multiplied, so I can just do divided by 1/2 b, because I want to get rid of both the 1/2 and the b. And there's no adding, it's just all multiplication. So I'm just going to divide by 1/2 b. So that's all gone, right? 1/2 divided by 1/2 is 1. B divided by b is 1. So the only thing left is h. But here it gets a little bit tricky, / not tricky, because right now we have a over 1/2 b. But dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. So we can simplify this to make it a little bit easier by saying, hey, dividing by 1/2, right? Divide by 1/2, that's the same thing as multiplying by 2. So I'm going to change this divide by 1/2 because dividing by a fraction looks so weird. And I'm just going to say, hey, that's just 2. 2a divided by b. So there, that little part right there is pretty tricky, but our main goal was to get h by itself. So that is an introduction to solving literal equations.